Hi guys, welcome back to another Coatsink stream. Today I'm joined by Paul. We are playing the Talos Principle. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm co-founder of the company and a designer at Coatsink. I worked as a designer on Shadowpoint.
Nice. Today we will talk about Shadowpoint while we play the Talos Principle and compare the games, talk about inspirations and puzzles in general. So if you want to watch that, don't click away. Watch our stream.
So immediately, the one thing I really like about this game is it makes it super clear which parts of the game are gameplay and which aren't. Like you've got this lovely kind of ancient architecture and it just looks gorgeous, but then you see this super sci-fi electric frame and you know, like that completely stands out. It doesn't fit at all. So you know, okay, this is probably something I can interact with, whereas you know this red brick probably not. So it's really good at making it clear, you know, what you can interact with and what you can't. And this is the first puzzle, which is just getting past this barrier here, and it's just teaching you, you know, this object here can jam things and make them not work anymore. These are just simply force fields. We have something similar in Shadowpoint, actually. They just prevent you from taking items through. However, in Shadowpoint, we could have just tossed something over the wall. There's ways to die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's one other thing I like about this is it's very lenient. You know, if you fail, you've not lost too much. You're like, we're right where we died. We've only gone back a little bit. But, you know, we've just learned how the jammer works, so let's see if it works on this thing. And of course it does. So now I can walk up to it and it doesn't hurt us.
Nice.
I wonder if this thing will hurt us.
Probably.
Yeah. Thankfully we have another jammer, so let's turn that off. Basically what this game is about is just you're trying to get through. Usually you're trying to find a very specific area. Like maybe we want to get on the other side of this fence or something because there's something we need. And the puzzle is just using the elements to get through safely without dying. I don't know how we could, because one thing we could do is jam this, so then we can pick up this without turning that back on. But we still need to jam that too. So I'm wondering if we need to take a jammer with us. It's been a long time since I've played this game, so I actually don't remember any of the puzzles. There's also these QR codes that will tell us some interesting little messages, and the at code there is like a reference to who wrote that. So that's probably another robot. So yeah, this is one of many games that inspired Shadowpoint. Just the general idea of you're solving puzzles, but there's a narrative sort of running alongside the game. Another really cool thing here is that there's a wealth of options for us now. There's loads of places to go, loads of puzzles to solve. If we get stuck at one place, we can leave it and come back. And I really love that approach to game design, because one thing I hate, and I'm sure a lot of people hate, is not getting to see the rest of the game just because they got stuck on one thing. A switch out of reach, and it showed us a little Tetris symbol there, and that's the thing we need to get. You can see it just floating up ahead of us over there behind that gate. Obviously we need to get past this first, but that's what the game is about. Basically we're collecting these Tetris pieces and using those to open gates to get further. So I'll jam this, and now we still need to get past this gate somehow. Interesting thing, this is one thing I do remember, is this cable is important, and it leads us all the way over to here to a switch. So if I turn that off, we've now actually disabled the gun, and I can take this with me.
Nice.
Which I presume we will need, because we've got this guy over here.
Jason says it looks impressive.
Yeah, real fan of the art style of this game. It does sometimes get in the way. Like there are times where maybe there's just like a tree or something is just hiding something that you would need to know, and it does sometimes get in the way of the sort of conveyance of the puzzle information. So it's not perfect, but overall, like it makes up for it by just looking absolutely gorgeous. So sometimes the title will give you a bit of a hint to the puzzle. I'm not sure if this is specifically the case.
So I can't move through it.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's hitting the barrier there, but if I disable the barrier, it can. And maybe if I then take it here, now it can't go back through. So we've gotten it out of the way without having to jam it, which means we can just jam this, and now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
There is our next piece. Yay!
Yeah. So this is just telling us we need these 3 green pieces in order to open the next door. Oh yeah, we can sprint. And this is the 3rd piece over here. So, striding the beaten path.
Lewis says, when was the last time you played this?
Oof, good few years now. How old is this game? I think it's like 2014 or something it came out. I could be wrong about that. Please don't correct me, internet. I don't care that much. But yeah, it's been a long time. I remember I was so excited about this. I basically played it when it came out. So probably whenever it came out, that was the last time I played it. So okay, I'll demonstrate this a little more. So again, it's a lot like the one in Shadowpoint. We want to take something through, we can't. It just drops it. And so there's no way to get this out of here. So it looks like since both doorways are purple, the only thing we can do is maybe use it through this window here. We've got a barrier here that's already been disabled by a jammer, but if I jam it with this one, I can probably pick up that other jammer and take it back through, which looks like what we want to do. And here we have 2 bombs, so since I don't need that force field anymore, I can pick that up and disable the other one.
Now you can walk through, yay!
Yeah. And this one's a different color, so that's probably telling us... Oh, so it's showing us a new symbol there. And I think that is a different mechanic. So once we have gotten all 3 of those, we'll be able to play with a different sort of puzzle mechanic. And that's another really good thing I like about this game, is all the different mechanics are orthogonal, which just basically means they're all different from each other. And you can combine them in interesting ways to make really cool and creative solutions. I've just realized. So that previous puzzle was teaching us something. It's teaching us that we can jam the same thing twice, and that will allow us to take a jammer through. And now we'll obviously have to lock ourselves in temporarily, but it does mean that we can actually jam the gun from inside. So I think that is just telling us... so there are 3 main kind of worlds in this game, and they're all... each of them is described by a letter, and so this first world is just the letter A. But there are 2 other worlds, and they have different architecture. So this one's like, ancient Greek architecture, and one of them is like Egyptian, and I think the 3rd one is more like Gothic. These computers, they're all over the game. There's a lot of reading in this game, if you want to do it. You can skip most of it, but there's some really fascinating story in here. You find yourself talking to artificial intelligence, you're reading the logs of people who've gone before you. So here I can actually just type gibberish, or I can, ask it a question, or just say hello. I think I'll just say hello for now.
People are saying, I love how Paul makes any puzzle game look so easy. He's speedrunning it. Well,
Yeah.
he's a genius to me.
I've just played it before. My memory is obviously it's lying to me. It's telling me I don't remember any of these, but really I probably do. So obviously I want to get through here, but there's all these bombs in the way, and I only have 1 jammer. But as long as I can get these out of the way, I don't have to worry about them. But if I pick up this jammer,
It will attack immediately.
yeah, so we need to come up with a better way to, because we obviously need that, otherwise it wouldn't be there. That's the other good thing about this game, is every component of a puzzle exists for a reason. So if I jam that over here, I can actually pick this one up without this one going ballistic. What's over here? Oh, that's probably just
I think
where...
that's where you just went.
Yeah, see, my memory. I'm losing it by the day. Okay, so that was quite a simple one. The puzzle was just trying to pick up that jammer. And so I just stepped into the light, and this immediately just tells you how much game there is. We've just been in number 1, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is just the first world. Right, there's all of these puzzles. We've done these ones. We've got all of these to do, and then this is only one of 3 different temples, and then I think there's like a 4th final area. So it's a huge game. So this thing here looks a lot like the symbol.
The first one, yeah.
So this, I think, is where we want to be inputting these symbols. Obviously, we don't have all of them just yet. But yeah, so I guess we'll just keep playing. We'll go into number 2. The other good thing is as well, it'll tell us, okay, so
what you can collect there.
yeah, and so for this one we want like the upside down T shape, so maybe we don't want to go here if we want to unlock that. And the stars are like secret puzzles. They're optional.
Like the moons and Shadow Point.
Exactly. That's another inspiration, is we just loved the idea of just extra really hard puzzles that don't block your progress for the main game, but they're just really satisfying to solve, because you know, if you're finding the puzzles in the main game a little too easy, there's always something extra for you. And that's what we did with Shadow Point. Is the main sort of the main puzzles, we could have made them harder, but I think that all that would have done is just made fewer people reach the end.
Add more frustration, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I would sooner have easier puzzles down the main path, and then still have the harder puzzles, but make them a little more optional. Okay, so we've got this thing. I've just picked up a key.
What is it for?
There should be a door, I think, that I can unlock somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
So now I think I don't need to use this force field, which means I can take the jammer through with me. So I'll just jam this, and then I've got another one. So the game isn't all about just using jammers on everything. It's just because it's the start of the game, we haven't unlocked all the other mechanics yet. Oh yeah, okay. It's this whole trick again. Oh, one thing I would like to show you as well is if I want to cheat or something, like I put the jammer just on this side. So this jammer is blocking this barrier, but I want to just kind of reach over and just pick it up anyway. The character will actually like move to the correct side of the barrier before picking it up, so you can't trap yourself, or you can't cheat, which I really appreciate.
There's the piece we needed.
Yeah.
There's also a ladder, so
we don't have to do all of that backwards again just to get out. We can just hop over here and head through. Oh, this is like the game's hint system. So we can seek counsel. So if we don't know how to solve this puzzle, that's just yeah, that's not a hint. So let's say I want to seek counsel. So we paint on QR code and it says, "Has anyone managed to solve this one?" And we get a little response. "No messenger will aid you until you have discovered their resting place. Return here, then to seek their counsel." So again, I was mentioning like orthogonality of mechanics, and I was hoping to like have unlocked some more mechanics by now. I guess when we've completed this area, we can go back and unlock the next one. But yeah, each one feels like almost like a different game that you're playing. Like these ones, you're jamming things. I think there's ones where you're like rerouting lasers to power things. There's one that's just a box, but you know, boxes have a lot of uses. And we wanted to do the same thing with Shadowpoint, where we wanted a lot of different mechanics, but we didn't want mechanics to do the same thing. Like in a game, if you're designing, say, a game that you need to get up high somewhere, you could design a character that has like a jump boots or something that allows them to jump super high, and then you design another mechanic that gives them like a jetpack. So it's maybe the jetpack does something else, but it also completely nullifies the jump boots. Like, why would you ever use the jump boots when you've got a jetpack? So those mechanics aren't really orthogonal. One is just doing the same thing but better. So we try to avoid that. That was kind of my point, really. That we wanted the mechanics to feel different from each other, and also to be able to combine in interesting ways as well. So we have mechanics like we've got we messed with gravity. We've got the mirrors, and just there's the portals. There we go. Unlock that. That's another similarity between this game and Shadowpoint, is there's like a very theatrical narrator to it. We have Sir Patrick Stewart, and I don't actually know the name of the actor who plays Elohim. There's another secret star. We've got these blue lasers, and if I click on them and then I drop the tripod down, it draws a laser from the source to the tripod, and I can actually connect multiple of these together. So here's the destination that we want to, so we click that and we click that, and there we go. Fills up and it powers the gate and turns it off. And that is the whole crux of this mechanic. And again, you can do interesting things, like you could disable these with the jammer if we need to, and so you can make a whole slew of interesting puzzles that way.
What I really like about this is that you can actually go back to these puzzles.
Yeah.
Like you can in Shadowpoint, sometimes you don't have a certain object yet, so you could just come back later and do it then.
Exactly, yeah. Or if you just find a puzzle stuck and you want to go away and think for a bit, you're not stuck with the whole game. There's still more game to play while you're thinking. So you don't have to just turn the game off as soon as you're stuck.
So are there any other puzzle games that you really enjoy?
Definitely the Portal games. Like, I think they are like a masterclass of how to do a good puzzle game and marry it well with narrative. I think they does such a good job. Obviously the Witness, again, really good at specifically the Witness was really good at not having any extra stuff than necessary. Like, everything in that game existed for a very, very particular reason, and anything that didn't have a good reason to exist, Jonathan Blow, the developer, he just stripped it out of the game. So what was left was just pure puzzle gameplay. I really like that approach, because it just makes things a lot more clear when actually playing it.
Oh, this game just gave us a nice impression of how it inspired us to create our own puzzles in Shadowpoint.
Yeah.
We just wanted to show off how we get ideas for our own games and interpret them in our own ways. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. If you want to see more like this, let us know. Yeah, I also enjoyed that stream. It was nice to learn more about Shadowpoint, and I hope you guys enjoyed that as well.